Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem by Miss Claire Nays and the presentation of the colors by the Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard. Commanding today's performance is Cadet Colonel Clara Wampler, along with Cadets Avery Gray, Madison Childs, Austin Childs, Paul Clark, and Emma Smith.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. My name is Lakin Cash, and as the president of Student Council, I would like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the senior class of 2020. It is with sincerest gratitude that I thank all of the board members, administrators, faculty, teachers, family, and friends for attending such a momentous day in our lives. Seniors and fellow classmates, it is an honor to have the opportunity to stand before you today. Although the path to graduation has been long and unpredictable at times, I am very pleased that we have all been able to come together, not only as a class, but also as a community, to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2020. I am so grateful for the many memories, relationships, and opportunities I have been blessed with as a student of Farmington High School. Most importantly, I am extremely proud to be a member of a graduating class as resilient, dedicated, and driven as the class of 2020. It is now with great admiration that we honor the seniors that will be joining one of the 5 branches of the armed forces. Some seniors have already left to serve. However, if you are one of these individuals present today, please rise to be recognized. Mr. Nays will now play the Armed Forces Salute. Mr. Nays will now play the Armed Forces Salute to acknowledge all the members of the Armed Forces, both past and present. We ask that all veterans in the audience please rise to be recognized when your branch's song is played and the flag is presented.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize two of our graduates that were unable to participate in our military graduation or the ceremony we are holding today. After 13 years of school, it is a rite of passage to hear your name called and to walk across the stage to receive your diploma. However, these two young men are unable to do this because they have already left to serve our country. So at this time, please give a round of applause for Travis Garcia and Daniel Clover.
Thank you, Dr. Lamons. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Gil Gower, President of Mineral Area College, to speak to us about the partnership between Farmington High School and Mineral Area College.
Good morning, everybody. Morning. All right, good response. I'm Dr. Joe Gilgore, President of Mineral Area College. It's my pleasure to be with you today. I just finished my first year as president of Mineral Area College, and I've been a part of a lot of great activities and events, but these are like some of my favorites, going to high school graduations and seeing the students and being part of this special event, especially after a year like this year. It seems to mean a little more, right? But Mineral Area College has provided quality, affordable education for this community for nearly 100 years, since 1922. And one key word we focus on at MAC is access. Access to education is extremely important. Whether it's for someone who can't afford education, or someone who's a single parent trying to get classes when they can, or they have a full-time job, or it could be a high school student who takes college classes while they're in high school. And so that's why I'm here today, to recognize several Farmington High School graduates who've worked hard not only on their high school coursework, but also their college coursework at the same time. These students committed time to completing their associate's degree while in high school, and that is really a tremendous accomplishment. A class at Mineral Area College is 3 credit hours. It takes roughly 3. It takes 64 credit hours to have an associate's degree. So these are high school students who, in addition to participating in sports and other events and things throughout their career in high school, also completed a college degree. So it's a very, very big accomplishment, and you can probably imagine they were very busy. So please join me in congratulating the following students. I'm going to read their names, and please stand as I read your name. So the first one completing the 42-hour block is Gavin Helm. And then 33 students earning an associate's degree. Vanita Bernard, Lauren Bishop, Lauren Carty, Lakin Cash, Abby Casamatis, Isabella Castro, Lily Combs, Benjamin DeWall, Kayla Dodson, Abby English, Melania Files, Ryan Fimler, Ella Gray, Rothman Harris, Alex Hatch, Gavin Helm, Kareem Lilly, Melissa Miller, Corrine Myers, Jenna Wynn, Hal Fan, Cassandra Ramos, Madison Rogers, Alicia Ryan, Thomas Smugula, sorry Tom, Taylor Stam, Reese Stettina, Nadia Turner, Macy Vandiver, Riley Wade, Austin Wadlow, Brayley White, and Dorian Woodson. Thank you, and please congratulate these college graduates. You can sit down now. Sorry if I messed up your name. All right, thanks everybody for having me today, and thanks for being a part of this partnership with Mineral Area College and a partner with Farmington High School since 2006, doing this type of program, and so something to look forward to in the future. And congratulations to all graduates. We hope to see many of you on campus this fall. Thank you.
Good job, Joe. Good job, Joe. 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
At this time, I would like to welcome our senior class president, Mr. Blaine Worley.
You can push it up.
Okay. Hello. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dr. Lamont. Well, we are here. It's not an ideal graduation, but go 2020. I could stand up here and go on and on about some inspirational moment I had and how it's affected me in this positive way, but I don't have one. I'll talk about how this year has been so terrible and we didn't get our last few months of high school, but I don't want to. What I want to say is every one of you sitting here today has impacted my life or someone's life in some moment. What I will take away from high school is all the fun and amazing people I've made relationships with. Without the people sitting here in front of me today, I would have never made it through high school. The relationships I have made with many of you, I will always remember and cherish. So thank you, class of 2020. I would also like to thank all the teachers and coaches who have impacted my life in a positive way. And last thing, I would love to give a shout out to my beautiful mother, Tanya Cook, because I would not be anything I am today without her. And she's truly the best woman on this earth, and she's the strongest person I know. So thank you.
At this time, I'd like to welcome our junior class president, Mr. Judd Cunningham, to give the junior challenge.
Thank you, Blaine. Although there have been many obstacles throughout the year, the class of 2020 has persevered through these extremely tough times. As you guys move on to the next stage of your life after high school, we hope that you use these rough patches in life as a lesson to persevere and to never give up in difficult situations. Throughout quarantine, we wish that the seniors had time to reflect on this experience and choose to make the best of this challenging year. Even though you didn't get most of your last, there was sorry. There was much earlier than expected. You cannot enjoy most of them with your friends and family. Last thing I would want to remind you is to never take anything for granted and always remember where you came from. We promise to obtain the legacy of the class before us and continue to be hard workers, determined students in and out of the classroom. And most importantly, we promise to be loving friends to others, as all of you were to us. The hallways and classrooms will never be the same without the class of 2020. Thank you for the 4 years you've spent with your teachers and all the time and memories you've given to your fellow students. As Dr. Seuss once said, sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today. Each year, students vote on one who will speak at their graduation, and Mr. Robert Upchurch is always one of their common choices. He has worked for FHS since 2010 and is well liked by his students and his peers. He has a positive energy about him that makes his students remember him long after they leave the halls of FHS. I have no doubt that he will entertain you with his words of wisdom today, and his speech will be one you will never forget. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Robert Upchurch.
Better setting the bar way too high. Hold on. Let's get coordinated here. Long time no see, guys. So good to have you here today. Well, my speech just disappeared. Hold up. You will never forget it, and I will never see it. There we go. All right. So it's so much of a blessing to be able to talk to you guys today. It's such an honor to be asked to do this. And honestly, I've always considered you guys to be an incredibly special class. And I could be biased because my seminar babies are out there. So I've always thought of you. Yeah, hey, Bill. How's it going, Bill? And it's always been such a special class for me. But my opinion has completely been confirmed as world events have literally made you a historic class. Like, there is never going to be another class of 2020. So congratulations on that, right? Yeah, go ahead and clap for them. Give them a second to feel appreciated here. Now, I know it's hot, and the only thing Dr. Lamons told me about my speech is that it needs to be short, so I'm going to try and honor that. Now, if you are in my seminar or if you've ever heard me speak at a graduation before, there's a really good chance that this is going to be kind of deja vu, because I guess I'm just not very creative, and I just keep coming back to the same kinds of points, but I have mixed them up to try and make it a little more exciting for you guys, so that's my goal. Of course, last night, when my 8-month-old was like screaming in the middle of the night and would not go to sleep, I practiced this speech, and it worked. He fell asleep, so the excitement level is completely up for debate at this point. But all that aside, I know that this year did not go as you guys expected, and I'm pretty confident that you are very tired of hearing people say that. But if being the class of 2020 has taught you anything, I pray that it includes this, that you're going to value what matters most, that you can cling to a firm foundation, and that you can expect joy in every circumstance. And it's so hilarious to watch all of you just reach up just now and hold your hats to make sure they don't blow away. So good catch. So I'm going to kind of walk you through this real quick. The first thing I hope that you get from this is that we should value what matters most. As we have watched our world literally been flipped upside down, our perspectives have changed, right? Our values have started to shift a little bit, because things that we used to think were so important ended up really not mattering that much after all. And things that we used to take for granted kind of came crashing to the forefront as invaluable. And so as you move forward, I encourage you to use this to push you to live for something bigger. I mean, you can try to live for yourself, but you will let yourself down, right? And you can try to seek after material gains, but I can tell you, if your identity and what defines you is stuff, then when that stuff falls apart, it's going to take you with it. But if you live for something bigger than yourself, it doesn't matter what happens around you. These words are probably going to be very familiar to many of you. In Proverbs 16:18, it says that pride comes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. And that's a big deal. Like, as in, pride is going to destroy you. And it's true, right? But we live in a world that kind of pushes pride. Like, everywhere you look, you see people saying, be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. That almost sounded really bad. You're welcome. This is what you asked me to come here for, right? Is so that I would say stuff like that. But here's the deal. If you chase after yourself, all it's going to lead to is emptiness, right? But But you don't have to live like that, right? You can live for something bigger, and you can do incredible things, right? And I know that you guys will. I have absolutely no doubt that you are going to blow our minds in the things that you accomplish. I'm not just saying that because it's your graduation. I believe it. I really cannot wait to see what this class does. Chase after excellence, guys. But don't become a slave to vanity. I mean, Jesus himself said that he came not to be served, but to serve. And I think that we would do so well to do likewise. In fact, following after him is what gives me an unshakable foundation that I can stand on no matter what happens in this world. And that's a nice little segue into my second point, which is to cling to a firm foundation. You have watched expectations dissolve left and right. So many of the things that you thought were going to happen never did. And so many of the things that we think might happen are still completely uncertain, right? But we can either dwell on those things and let them like drag us down into the pits of despair, or not. Right? You don't have to live like that, right? 2,000 years ago, when Paul was writing a letter to this church in Philippi, he said this, and I love these words. They're absolutely incredible. Listen to this. It says, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. You can dwell on the things that you cannot change, or you can focus all of your energy into feeding your heart unshakable and beautiful truths, and in the process, become people who can stand no matter what happens. You know, so much in this world is going to be fleeting, and 2020 should have taught you that better than anything else. You won't be in these particular places with these particular people and these particular challenges forever. It all fades, but who you are, your character, who you are, no matter who is, who isn't looking, that's the kind of stuff that's going to last. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to develop. It's going to take intentionally pouring into your heart things that matter, but it's worth it. Right? It's absolutely worth it. And then it won't matter. It won't matter how many pandemics you live through. You can stand, right? And I'm going to say what I say like every time I speak at a graduation, and that's don't wait until you get out of your early 20s and you've sown your wild oats. It's stupid, okay? Eat oats. They are delicious. Love truth. Develop character. That's what your life is supposed to be about. Then don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to leave what is comfortable, to do what is right, and stand on that foundation that's firm. And if you're doing that, if you're standing on that kind of foundation, then and only then will you be ready to expect joy in every circumstance. That was my transition to my third point. There's only 3 of them, so if you're wondering how much longer I'm going to go, I'm close. I'm super close, okay? If you've ever been around me, you have heard me talk about this, I am sure. Life is too short for drama. Guys, life is too short just not to love it. And guys, I have loved being able to laugh with you so many times over the last several years. If you're in my seminar, I feel like that's all we did, okay? We laughed, we cried, and then we went through family circle, okay? That was basically your 4 years in seminar. And I hope you don't lose that. Like, don't stop doing that, even though it's not always going to be easy. But joy is bigger than that, right? Joy has nothing to do with the stuff that is around you. In fact, I can probably assure you that there are harder times ahead of you than there are behind. And I know right now that probably seems almost impossible, but it's true. But joy is deeper than that, right? Joy is looking at hardships with hope. Joy is looking at the situations around us and knowing that there is something bigger and better and more beautiful, even if you don't see it right now. Negative is easy. And guys, you can look around this world right now and it's so easy to find negative messages and bitter debates, and it's sad. But you don't have to live like that, right? You don't have to be drawn into the darkness. You can look at something better. You can look at something worth joy. So, value what matters most, cling to a firm foundation, and expect joy in every circumstance, because there's going to be so much worth smiling about. And that's my shameless segue into what's going to happen here next. Several of you reached out and asked if I would sing the song that I wrote for you guys at graduation. And so as terrifying as that prospect is for me, I'm going to do that. What's interesting, though, is I wrote this song before spring break, okay, in expectation of trying to encourage you guys to see all of the beauty that's in this world, really because there was so much negativity just happening as you were trying to get through senior year. I had no idea what was going to happen next, but I feel like the message in the song speaks even more now than it did back then. So this is the chance, parents, for you to laugh at me, and students, I know you already are, so laugh well. If you know these words, I guess, sing along. All right. This is a beautiful time, but my song will be cheesy. Oh, hey, you laugh. You'll probably make fun of my rhymes, but hey, writing a song isn't easy. Oh, but I just have one thing I wanted to say. Don't let this world take your joy away, because there's so much worth smiling about, so much to get you up and make you shout, like the babble of a baby just learning to speak, or a high school relationship lasting more than a week, or your first day at school, or a brand new sunrise, a teacher singing like a fool right before your eyes, or hugs and pugs and birds that call, maybe even a nice narwhal. That's for you, seminar. So please don't miss out, 'cause there's so much worth smiling about. This world will try to hide that with lies and fear. But Jesus took your cross to bring joy near. So if you're ever tempted to give in, you don't have to let the sorrow win, because there's so much worth smiling about, so much to get you up and make you shout, like a catchy song on high school plays, or a senior year with 10 snow days, or homemade cards crafted by tiny hands, or talking to someone who understands. The tears that are wiped, the fears that are faced, everyone who is in this place, or out of this place. So please don't miss out, 'cause there's so much worth smiling about. Oh, please don't miss out. Oh, please don't miss out. No, please don't miss out, because you've been someone worth smiling about. Royce and Rothman, I really appreciate that gesture. That was great. Thank you guys so much. Please know that I'm proud of you. I'm praying for you guys. You're going to do awesome. And for maybe the very last time, have a great life, make wise decisions, and Merry Christmas.
And I unfortunately get to be the guy who follows that. Nice job, Mr. Upchurch. So today I have the esteemed privilege of introducing this year's Knight of the Year. Knight of the Year is a long-standing tradition that allows faculty members to give nominations and then vote on the student who they think best exemplifies all the qualities of what it means to be a Knight. Knight of the Year is a student that stands out to faculty members as a student who excels in academics, activities, and overall character. Those chosen represent their peers in every positive way. Once the student is chosen, we ask teachers for comments or interesting stories about the student to personalize this presentation. These are some of the things that former teachers of this year's Knight of the Year had to share. One of his teachers from Lincoln, who has students write 6th grade letters to their senior selves, fondly remembered our Knight of the Year hiding behind her desk, eating her snacks and laughing about how sneaky he was. She was also reminded in his reply to his 6th grade letter of a story about their 6th grade field trip when our Knight of the Year lost his ball at the lake at Engler Park. The ball was later retrieved by our own Peyton McLeod, who went into the lake after it wearing Carson Sutton's shoes, which apparently Carson had suggested so she didn't get hers wet. Peyton came out of the lake with the ball, but missing Carson's shoes, which had got stuck in the mud of the lake. The teacher had to call Carson's mother and explain, and said she still wonders to this day if it was all just a scheme they'd put together to get Carson a new pair of shoes. A teacher from middle school remembered how much of a blessing he was to have as a student, as he was always stepping in to help her and help other students, even without having to be asked. She also remembered him always quietly listening in class to the many conversations and would suddenly interject a hilarious comment that would have the whole room laughing. She noted that he was always respectful of everyone, even when they had different points of view, and how proud she was of him in 8th grade at the MAC Science Fair, where he won Best in Show. A high school teacher remembered our night of the year as always pleasant and polite, would always say hello in the hall, whether he currently had her in class or not, and with handwriting that always seemed a little bit more like hieroglyphics. Hard to read, but the quality was always there. Often soft-spoken in class, but the type of student that others looked up to. Another high school teacher, our own Mr. Upchurch, remembered meeting our night of the year for the first time at about the age of 8 while he was at high school for conferences of an older sibling. What stood out at the time was his striking smile, which they felt might have allowed him to get away with a few things over the years. But the lasting memory after having had our night of the year in class multiple times later was the compassionate heart that he always showed. Another high school teacher was helping with a transcript recently and paid the bill due to the late hour to make sure that there would be no chance that his graduation from MAC would be put on hold for his AA degree. Shortly thereafter, the teacher was surprised to find a thank you note and the money for the transcript in their mailbox, and noted that our night of the year was the kind of person that always returned helpfulness with more helpfulness. The seminar teacher for our night of the year remembers him as a very well-rounded student who is smart, athletic, kind, funny, and personable. Never shy in showing off his dance moves, and always having a sense of style, which you may have seen as he convinced most of the students who scored 30 or better on the ACT to all wear one of his shirts in the photos for their banners. She noted that he loved sports, and despite suffering a serious injury as a senior, always persevered, always had a positive attitude, and worked to get back to competing by the end of the season. She remembered that in her 18 years of teaching, this senior class of 2020 was one of the most impressive groups she can remember, and that our night of the year is near the very top of that group and exemplifies Farmington's ideals of excellence, integrity, and purpose. Along with the many accolades from his former teachers, our night of the year has been recognized in many different ways by many other organizations. Although there are way too many to mention, a few from that list include the 2019-2020 Triathlete Award, the Misho Award of Excellence, Academic All-State Honors multiple times, All-Conference, All-District, and All-State recognitions, as well as being the 2020 Senior Class Vice President. He is also an Eagle Scout, and if you've ever looked around in Eagle Park trying to figure out where to go, you've likely seen examples of his work. Our night of the year is another great addition in a long line of incredible students and human beings who have achieved this honor, and he exemplifies the many qualities of what it means to be a Farmington Knight. It is my pleasure to present to you Rothman Harris III.
There you go, Roy. Hey, Roy. Roy. Let's take a selfie.
also have the honor of presenting the Perfect Attendance Awards. Perfect attendance is pretty impressive when you think about someone who's gone for pretty much their entire K-12 career and never missed a minute of class in that entire time. Okay, I don't think I'm qualified to do the math to figure out how many minutes that is. I just know that it's a lot. And when you think about all the times that kids normally get sick or go hang out on early, skip out to go do something with their buddies or whatever, it's impressive to have someone who's here literally every minute of every day of their entire school career. Okay, and our award winner for perfect attendance for this year is Miss Madeline Mast.
The Latin honor system is a traditional and ancient honor system used at colleges and universities throughout Europe and the United States. Increasingly, high schools are switching from class rank and valedictorian, salutatorian top 10 to the Latin honor system. The Latin honor system has three distinct ranks: summa cum laude, the highest honor, magna cum laude, the second highest honor, and cum laude, third highest honor. Criteria for achieving recognition through the Latin honor system at Farmington High School is based on cumulative GPA, community service, and a minimum 30-hour work internship for the 2019-2020 academic year. Summa cum laude students have to earn a 5.5 or higher cumulative GPA, 25 community service hours their senior year, and a 30-hour internship. Magna cum laude had to earn a 4.5 to a 5.49 cumulative GPA, 25 community service hours their senior year, and a 30-hour internship. Cum laude students had to earn a 3.9 to a 4.49 cumulative GPA, 25 community service hours their senior year, and a 30-hour internship. The following students are graduating today with honors. Due to early closure, community service hours and internship requirements were waived this year only. However, please note the students with the crimson and yellow honor cords who completed the service and internship requirements as listed. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all students are called for your rank. Cum laude students have 57 recipients: Rebecca Arnhart, Nathan Baldwin, Aaron Ballou, Michaela Ballou, Deegan Bannister, Caitlin Boyle, Olivia Bootsy, Mackenzie Kane, Sydney Cisneros, Jackson Collier, Kaylee Collins, Lawrence Cook, Emily Doss, Gavin Early, Lance Elder, Mackenzie Fincher, Kyle Franklin, Jaden George, Sydney Green, Alexander Green, Zachary Grimes, Daniel Hendricks, Carson Hall, Sydney Husky, Aaliyah Johnson, Eli Lamb, Thomas Lee, Luz Martinez, Zane Massey, Peyton McLeod, Anthony Meister, Braylon Moore, Casey Murphy, Alicia Nichols, Kennedy Nolan, Phoenix Perkins, Kyle Probst, Elijah Pullen, Nicholas Rector, Miracle Ryman, Gatlin Roberts, Megan Roberts, Lansing Ryan, Cal Sheets, Bennett Smith, Trent Spar, Mitchell Summers, Isaac Tenen, Amelia Torres, Owen Tripp, Autumn Tumbleson, Emmeline Waddell, Colton Wilkerson, Colin Wilson, Blaine Worley, Amber Wren, and Noah Wright. Please give them a round of applause. Our magna cum laude recipients are Peyton Bradley, Logan Buchanan, please stand when your name is called and stay standing, Isabella Bergdorf, Peter Chow, Olivia Currington, Brenna Davis, Isabella Del Rio, Graham Dinkler, Mary Donovan, Abigail English, Alexandra Finney, Emma Franklin, Emily Gosling, Gavin Helm, Braden Harrington, Natalie Hoskin, Macy Husky, Claire Inman, Karsten Kinney, Lillian Cahoot, Brittany Ladd, Michaela Leask, Corinne Lilly, Madeline Mast, Melissa Miller, Ashley Oldle, Imogen Parton, Olivia Perkarski, sorry, Olivia, Damian Ranji, Carter Shopper, Alexander Smith, Maya Tragesser, Macy Vandiver, Annie Varhala, Abigail Vaugh, Austin Wadlow, Brianna Welch, and Aubrey Williams. Please give them a round of applause. And our highest honor, our summa cum laude recipients are as follows: Hannah Battrell, Venetia Bernard, Lauren Bishop, Madison Burke, Lauren Carty, Lakin Cash, Abigail Kazmatis, Isabella Castro, Lily Combs, Benjamin DeWall, Kayla Dotson, Melanie Files, Ryan Fimler, Kayla Galzinski, Ella Gray, Rothman Harris, Alexander Hatch, Jacob Henderson, Lila Humphrey, Matthew Kurtz, Corinne Myers, Jenna Wynn, Emily O'Hara, Hal Fan, Morgan Poulin, Cassandra Ramos, Madison Rogers, Alicia Ryan, Thomas Smugala, Brianna Speaker, Taylor Stam, Reese Statina, Naisha Turner, Riley Wade, Rayleigh White, Cooper Williams, and Dorian Woodson. Please give them all a round of applause for their hard work. The class of 2020 will forever be a part of FHS history for being the first class to ever graduate with honors. Thank you for being a part of this journey and embracing the changing culture of FHS. At this time, we would like to recognize our valedictorian and salutatorian. With a GPA of 6.44, our salutatorian for the class of 2020 is Ms. Cassandra Ramos. Please come to the stage. With a GPA of 6.56, Hal Fan is our valedictorian for the class of 2020. Hal, please come to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Lamons. Good morning, students, faculty, and staff. I'm so humbled to stand before you today and reflect on some of my favorite memories leading up to this graduation. From our countless study sessions at Panera Bread to prepare for Dr. Reeves's rigorous history and philosophy exams, to our long hours at rehearsals for theater shows and choir and band concerts. And of course, to our dedicated time towards the FHS Lip Dub, which, little did we know, would be our last moment together in the halls. After 4 long years, we will finally walk the stage to receive a folder that encapsulates all of our hard work. Congratulations, Farmington class of 2020. We finally did it. For starters, I would like to thank my friends and the Farmington School District for providing a sense of community for me ever since I moved to this town in the 4th grade. Next, I would like to give a special shout out to Ms. Bales, Dr. Reeves, and Mr. Upchurch, who all supported me compassionately and tirelessly during this marathon of college applications I experienced my senior year. Furthermore, these 3 teachers always stayed after school to clarify any questions or concerns I had regarding my homework and essays. I am forever humbled for the intellectual experiences I've shared with them. Thank you so much, Ms. Bales, Dr. Reeves, and Mr. Upchurch. And finally, I would like to thank 2 of the most hardworking people I know, my mother and father, who both supported me throughout my educational journey. My parents have overcome racial, linguistic, and economic barriers to get to where they are today. They have instilled a strong work ethic in me at a young age, and they continue to inspire me every single day. Cảm ơn ba mẹ. Now, I would like to spend the next few minutes telling you all a couple lessons I learned throughout these past 4 years. However, I'm not going to teach you guys Taylor series from Calc 2 or the Krebs cycle from biology class, because I quite frankly don't remember either of those things. Sorry, Miss Reeves. As a Farmington valedictorian, here are 3 things I learned during my K through 12 education. My first lesson may not be a serious one, but it is certainly true. Toasted cheese ravioli with salsa is very good. Now, I see you parents in the crowd, and you guys are probably thinking, Jamie, why is your valedictorian, out of all the intellectual things, starting his speech about toasted cheese ravioli? Well, parents, I'm here to tell you that the class of 2020 may have our differences, but if we all have one thing in common, is that we love toasted cheese ravioli. So parents, for a second, imagine ravioli that's been battered, fried, and when you bite into it, gooey and spicy cheese just oozes out. If this sounds good, and you're ever visiting the high school, stop by the lunchroom, go to the Italian line, meet our wonderful lunch ladies, and ask for toasted cheese ravioli, because you won't regret it. My second lesson is a more serious one. It's that kindness transcends intelligence. At the end of the day, the grades we received on our geometry exams from 10th grade or online personal finance quizzes don't matter. Again, I didn't learn a single thing from those classes. What matters the most is our character. Our chemistry, physics, and math and engineering courses we took throughout high school never really directly taught us how to be good people. The numerous TED Talks that we may watch religiously on YouTube probably won't fully help us either. However, we all can train ourselves to be the sincere and compassionate person we want to be. We can start slow. Hold the door for someone in a public setting. Give a compliment to a peer who's insecure. And maybe call a friend or a family member to check up on them once in a while. These are just a few simple habits that we can implement in our lives. Because class of 2020, look around you. I hope you all have been watching the news recently, and you must understand that the world needs your help more than ever right now. And only you have the power to make it beautiful again. My third lesson is to never dwell on the past. Instead, always focus on the good. Seniors, we didn't have the high school musical experience that we all wanted this past year. COVID-19 was absolutely unexpected. Instead of focusing on our regrets, let us think about the invaluable experiences we garnered throughout our education. We met new and kind friends and teachers who stretched our minds and helped us grow into the young adults we all are. From Dr. Lamons, our warm and welcoming high school principal, who helped coordinate this graduation in the middle of a pandemic, to Mr. Upchurch, who always listened to our problems and has quite the obsession with Christmas. I mean, seriously, the man has a miniature Christmas tree in his classroom and will always vibrantly say Merry Christmas to you in the hallways. And of course, to our beloved Mr. Wilkins, who is our study hall supervisor. He not only listened to us rant about our classes, but will always give us donuts and chips to extinguish our anger. You know, high school was weird at times. Sometimes the hours we spent studying for an exam might have not paid off. Also, let's not forget the fact that we were eating cheeseburgers and drinking from milk cartons at noon almost every day. Regardless of how high school might have been occasionally odd, Farmington has taught us invaluable lessons. Rest assured, I know each and every one of you has the capacity to make your mark in this world, and I will for sure miss you all when I head off to Stanford. While these may be your last steps on Farmington's campus, I hope you all leave this graduation today and learn a thing or two from my lessons. Toasted cheese ravioli is amazing, compassion transcends intelligence, and also dwelling on the past isn't how we should live life. Seniors, the future is in our hands. Now, let's make the most of it. Thank you.
Guys, it's time.
Corinne Lilly. Corinne, I'm sorry. Corinne Lilly.
Macy Alyssa Vandiver, A+ graduate.
Bobby Menifee.
Lycan Lorene Cash, A+ graduate.
Alicia Ryan.
Olivia Renee Currington.
Corinne Myers.
Hal Fook Fan.
Madison Rogers.
Morgan Alaya Pullen.
Kayla Dodson.
Cassandra Ramos.
Braden Harrington.
Blaine Miles Worley, A+ graduate.
Emily O'Hara.
Colton Jacob Wilkerson, A+ graduate.
Braylee White, A+ graduate.
Rothman Roselle Harris III, A+ graduate.
Brianna Speaker.
Royce Roselle Harris, A+ graduate.
Gage Johnson, A+ graduate.
Lily Ann Combs, A+ graduate.
Isaac Tenon, A+ graduate.
Braylon Grace Moore, A+ graduate.
Colby Vinson.
Madeline Elizabeth Birk, A+ graduate.
James Calvin Sheets, A+ graduate.
Ryan M. Femler.
Abigail Vaugh, A+ graduate.
Isabella Grace Del Rio. Isabella Serena Castro.
Michaela Leask.
Abigail Lee Casamatis.
Orion Roberts.
Jenna Wynn.
Thomas Smigala.
Olivia Grayson Grimes, A+ graduate.
Eli Lamb, A+ graduate.
Travis Riley Resinger.
Damon Guthrie.
Nicholas Gage Boyer.
Hannah Battrell, A+ graduate.
Brendan King.
Mason Tiffenauer.
Wyatt Matthew Hampton.
Graham Dinkler.
Logan Christian Woolley Nance, A+ graduate.
Cooper Williams.
Brennan Alexander Tensley.
Mitchell Summers, A+ graduate.
Dane Kenrick Johnson.
Peter Chow.
Logan Graham Buchanan.
Dorian Woodson, A+ graduate.
Sydney Taylor Doogie.
Matthew Kurtz.
Nathan Ryan Baldwin, A+ graduate.
Macy Husky, A+ graduate.
Malachi Corbett.
Sydney Husky, A+ graduate.
Chloe Renee Medley.
Deegan Bannister, A+ graduate.
Nadia Turner.
Jessica Doogie, A+ graduate.
Grayson Nicole Ward, A+ graduate.
Lawrence Cook, A+ graduate.
Lauren Elizabeth Bishop, A+ graduate.
Jacob Eli Sampson.
Ella Gray, A+ graduate.
Symphony Marie Cantrell.
Emma Grace Franklin, A+ graduate.
Evan Riley Skiles.
Taylor Renee Stam, A+ graduate.
Austin James Driscoll.
Lauren Nicole Carty.
Peyton Elizabeth Bradley.
Peyton E. McLeod.
Rebecca Michelle Arnhart.
Noah Gage Hefner.
Katie Elizabeth Byron, A+ graduate.
Brenna Rose Davis, A+ graduate.
Tyler Eric Hampton.
Madeline Rose Mast, A+ graduate.
Kyle Wayne Franklin, A+ graduate.
Brittany Marie Ladd, A+ graduate.
Trent Earnhardt.
Lila Jane Humphrey, A+ graduate.
Vincent S. Price.
Jackson Sterling Collier.
Jackson.
Adrian Boone Berry, A+ graduate.
Grant Wade Higginbotham, A+ graduate.
John Samuel Adams.
Bennett Michael Smith, A+ graduate.
Caleb Thomas Dietring.
Guillermo.
Carter Jacob Shaper.
Guillermo Barosa.
Owen Jeffrey Tripp, A+ graduate.
Noah Hunter Wright.
Carson Scott Hull, A+ graduate.
James L. Bess.
Skylar James Leith.
Kyle August Crawford.
Wyatt Dean Ryan.
Smokey Hunter Blaine Branch.
Emily Elizabeth Childs, A+ graduate.
Allison Paige Sigmund, A+ graduate.
Kendra Lee Beckett.
Chloe Isabel Sheets.
Ariana Jane Detling.
Ashley Marie Odell, A+ graduate.
Jordan Ray Leanne Young.
Mary Elizabeth Donovan, A+ graduate.
Kelsey Tucker.
Aaron Morgan Ballou, A+ graduate.
Annie Mae Varhala.
Mackenzie Renee Bruner.
Trenton Ray Wildman.
Olivia J. Bussey, A+ graduate.
Andrew Richard Lappy, A+ graduate.
Kaylee Collins, A+ graduate.
Lakota Don Clark.
Lillian Renee Horton.
Caitlin Goodwin.
Christopher Bryson Warren.
Christopher Harness.
Isabella Catherine Bergdorf.
Justin Antonio Matusik.
Caden Hicklin.
Joseph Leroy Dixon.
Morgan Chase Gozman.
Dorian Henry Hawkins.
Alexander Dale Smith.
Caleb Berg.
Carson Dean Sutton, A+ graduate.
Dason Carter.
Samuel Joseph Nicholson.
Gavin Blake Early.
Elizabeth Marie Black.
Tyler O'Neill Barber.
Catherine Nicole Rubke.
Amber Dawn Wren.
Claire Elizabeth Inman, A+ graduate.
Austin Hunter Atnip.
Brianna Murphy, A+ graduate.
Austin Wayne Strickland.
Aaliyah N. Truly.
Nicholas Tyler Morgan.
Nicholas Patrick Rector, A+ graduate.
Alexander Johnson Hatch.
Riley Nicole Myers.
Lance Michael Elder.
Braden Garrett Kindlesparger.
Alex Keith Aubuchon.
Miracle Rain Ryman.
Robert James Griffith, A+ graduate.
Damian Rion Rongi, A+ graduate.
Trace Riley Thompson.
Jaden Caroline George.
Karsten Alexander Kinney.
John Reed.
Isaiah Whittier.
Lansing Charles Ryan.
Daniel Clinton Shawnover.
Gavin Sky Helm.
Sydney Lynn Cisneros.
Cheyenne A. Wilson.
Graceland Christiana Holt, A+ graduate.
Michaela Quinn Ballou, A+ graduate.
Lucas Andrew Belkin.
Anna Grace Wilson.
Mason Berghaus, A+ graduate.
Holly Rochelle Arman.
Luke Thomas Hampton.
Phoenix Leaf Perkins, A+ graduate.
Jesse Jean Crawford.
Bailey Jade Hahn.
Dylan Dwayne Bargo.
Michaela Dace.
Daniel Allen Hendricks.
Knowledge Deshaun Bryant.
Austin Wolfgang Bradshaw.
Dylan Christopher Turley.
Joshua William Guerrero.
Logan Thomas Lee Monks.
Elijah James Pullen.
Maya Lynn Tragesser, A+ graduate.
Matthew Taylor Anderson.
Brianna Welch, A+ graduate.
Alia Noel Link.
Caitlin Elise Boyle.
Dominic Austin Hall.
Isabel Renee Collins.
Yolanda Elaine Leffler.
Aaliyah Grace Johnson, A+ graduate.
Michaela Lillian Michelle Moffitt.
Alexa Rose White.
Sabriel Holstein.
Misty Lynn Belcher.
Summer Ann Francis.
Rudy Desai.
Kayla Michelle Galzinski.
Jacob Peno.
Imogen Mallory Parton.
Troy Edward Mercer.
Jacob Douglas Henderson.
Lucas Jeremiah Monrodis.
Zane Allen Massey.
Emmy Louise Dunlap.
Annie Isabella Polite.
Justina Nicole Spitzmiller.
Maitland Halter, A+ graduate.
Brittany Elizabeth Maurer.
Devin Levi Bell.
Natalie Michelle Hoskin.
Amelia Selena Torres, A+ graduate.
Reese Marie Statina.
Autumn Tumbleson.
Hyacinth. Venetia Hyacinth Bernard.
Ashlyn Dawn Condor.
Riley Joy Wade, A+ graduate.
Megan Roberts.
Abigail Lee English.
Olivia Taylor Pikarski.
Lillian Diane Kohut, A+ graduate.
Shauna H. Werenberg.
Alexia Starr Bryant.
Audrey Rose Williams, A+ graduate.
She was A+ graduate. Say it. Major Nathan Killian.
Caitlin Aaron Parr.
Zachary Taylor Grimes, A+ graduate.
Eden Michelle Nelson, A+ graduate.
Seth Daniel Heberly, A+ graduate.
Kennedy Marie Nolan, A+ graduate.
Trent Allen Spar, A+ graduate.
Mercedes Nicole Moore.
Melissa Lynn Miller.
Emily Josephine Doss, A+ graduate.
Melena Madeline Files.
Mackenzie Alexis Kane, A+ graduate.
Emily Alexa Gosling.
Kyle Anthony Probst. Kalen Thomas Nielsen. Ethan Barnett. Marcella Lynn Angeles Solis. Caitlin DeClue. Hunter Winona Bostick. Vincent Antonio Scavone. Cordell Paul Wilson. Colin Edward Wilson.
Now Miss Claire Nays will lead us in the school song. The lyrics can be found in your program.
If you would all please stand. Our dear old high school that we love will always share our dreams, and its colors black and gold will ever be supreme. Farmington High School, Farmington High School, our thoughts with thee will stay. We'll strive to keep your honor clean, faithfully each day. The inspiration of our school will lead us on in life, for all its loyalty and glory we will ever strive. Farmington High School, Farmington High School, our thoughts with thee will stay. We'll strive to keep your honor clean, faithfully each day.
All right. Get her done.
All right.
Bring us home.
At this time, I would like to personally thank every senior sitting here today for your integrity, your purpose, and your excellence. You have been amazing to deal with during this pandemic, and you have been positive, and I'm so thankful you finally got this day. And at this time, also give a round of applause to your parents and your family members for everything they've done. The class of 2020 had 292 graduates, 13 conference championships, 7 district championships. They have won 59.9% of their varsity contests, 29 academic all-state athletes, 1 state WISE finish, 11 CNA certificates, 9 entering the military, 65% of graduates earning college credit, 2,912 college credit hours earned, 32 AA degrees from Mineral Area College, 16 Bright Flight Scholars, 1 National Merit Finalist, 85 A-plus scholarships, 16 students with over 30 on the ACT, and $2.9 million worth of scholarships. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now move your tassels. Class of 2020, you are officially graduates.
There they are. Exit stage right.